Hello friends and welcome. Have you ever purchased a drugstore product and felt it was even better than some of its more expensive cousins? Or have you ever purchased a high-end product that just blew you away that you'd always repurchase despite the price? Well, recently I purchased a drugstore contour and it did not disappoint. In fact, I'd put it right up there with my favorite high-end contour products. And I also have several high-end products whose quality and performance I have never been able to duplicate with a drugstore product. I personally believe that there are categories of makeup products that you definitely don't have to splurge on to get great results. And there are other categories of makeup products that we are better off spending a little bit more money on because the results are simply worth it. And that's the topic that we'll be exploring today. But first, let me welcome those of you who are first-time visitors. My name is Elise, and I'm a working professional makeup artist whose absolute passion is helping those of us over 50 look and feel our confident best by using products and techniques that can make the biggest difference for us now. Because as we all know, the products and techniques that worked for us several decades ago are not quite as effective now for us to use at this point in our lives. So if exploring beauty options that are effective for us now sounds like something that would be right up your alley, I hope you'll join our wonderful family of subscribers before you leave today. These are the factors that I take into account, which I believe are most important in determining whether I think a category of makeup is worth splurging on. First, are the products easy to apply? Second, do they help us look our very best? 3, are they long-lasting? And 4, are there a great many color options? And are the formulas high quality? Let's start with makeup products for our eyes, and specifically for our eyebrows. There are so many eyebrow products out there, ranging from eyebrow powders, pencils, pomades, to pens, and we all have our favorite type of product to use. Some of us may like very fine-tipped eyebrow pencils, and others of us may always gravitate toward powder. I know I always do. But I feel that in general, eyebrow products are not worth splurging on. Now, you may absolutely disagree with me because you have a high-end brow product that is your holy grail that you'll never part with. And I certainly understand that we all have our personal favorite products that we won't part with, even though they're more expensive. But most of us can find and be very happy with an inexpensive eyebrow product. The drugstore brand e.l.f. makes an amazing $3 eyebrow pencil. The drugstore brand NYX makes one of the best, and in my opinion, the best, eyebrow pen. And Maybelline makes an especially good tinted brow gel that does a fabulous job of covering up white and gray brow hairs, and many brow gels really don't do that. And here are some of the really good drugstore products. Overall, NYX and Maybelline probably make the greatest variety of really good drugstore eyebrow options. So there are definitely a wide array of really good drugstore-priced eyebrow products out there. And by the way, I'll list all the products that I mentioned today in the description box below and also provide a link for each of them. Using my links to shop for a product is a wonderful way to support the mission of this channel, and I thank you so much if you decide to do so. Now, let's talk eyeshadow. This category is really a bit tricky because I think it really depends on how much you use and love wearing powder eyeshadow. There are certainly lower priced eyeshadow brands that are very good, including eyeshadows from ColourPop, Juvia's Place, Wet n Wild, and many of the eyeshadow palettes from BH Cosmetics, e.l.f., and Milani. But in general, if you're looking for the eyeshadows that are the easiest to apply, have the greatest pigment and color payoff, and are more buttery, smooth, and blendable, it may be worth it to splurge on perhaps 1 or 2 really good quality eyeshadow palettes. Eyeshadow palettes made in Italy often have the highest quality performance. And I think there are other factors to keep in mind as well. Really low-cost eyeshadow palettes may not be made in facilities that are as clean, and lower grade ingredients might be used that are not as safe. So if you love eyeshadow and want to invest in 1 or 2 top quality eyeshadow palettes, some of the brands to keep in mind are Huda Beauty, Natasha Denona, Pat McGrath, Sydney Grace, Oden's Eye, and Viseart. Each of these brands has exceptional formulas that glide on, blend in beautifully, and also consistently perform well. Our next category is mascara. Of all the different makeup categories out there, this is the category where drugstore brands really shine. Over the years, I think we've all found a drugstore mascara that's been a real favorite. Maybelline, CoverGirl, L'Oreal, and Essence make exceptionally good mascaras that very often outperform their higher-end counterparts. The only caveat I'd add with this category, however, would be for those of us with sensitive eyes. If our eyes are easily irritated, we may need to opt for a clean beauty brand over a drugstore mascara. And what's really interesting is that the biggest difference in how the mascara actually performs is the brush. If you're more interested in a lengthening mascara, a mascara that has a longer, thinner wand with plastic bristles will most likely be your best bet. Here's an example. This is the Everlash mascara from Doll 10. If you're more interested in creating eyelash volume, a larger, fluffier brush will be a better option. And this Tarte mascara is an example. Eyeliner pencils and lip liners are categories where we don't have to splurge. Basically, these products are pretty much made by the same manufacturers. The only advantage that high-end lip liners and eyeliner pencils might give you is a wider choice of colors. And using our eyeshadows as eyeliner can even eliminate the need to purchase eyeliners altogether. Now let's move on to face products. First, foundation. There are some great drugstore foundations out there. Wet n Wild's Photo Focus, Catrice's True Skin Hydrating Foundation, and L'Oreal's Age Perfect Serum are some good examples of my favorites. However, of all the makeup products we're talking about today, this is the one makeup category where it can make the biggest difference to splurge. And I say this because foundations are just a lot more complex to manufacture. There are more ingredients that go into a foundation, and there are more formula options such as matte, satin, or dewy. And since our skin can be fair, light, medium, tan, or deep, and each of these skin colors can have warm, cool, or neutral undertones, it can be very difficult, as we all know, to find a foundation shade that beautifully matches our skin. A really good foundation has to cover a lot of different bases to make our skin look really good. If we want to have at least one foundation that's a perfect match for our skin, is lightweight, long-wearing, blends out beautifully, and provides really good coverage, we are most likely to find that foundation at a higher price point. I think for many of us, it's worth it to have at least one of these really top-notch, higher-price foundations on hand when we absolutely want to look our very best. Perhaps we'll only pull it out and use it for special occasions or big events, but it's wonderful to have one foundation in our makeup drawer that we can always count on to make our skin look its best. Some of these truly outstanding foundations that come to my mind immediately are NARS's Light Reflecting Foundation, Charlotte Tilbury's Beautiful Skin Foundation, and Giorgio Armani's Luminous Silk Foundation. And luckily, the Giorgio Armani foundation comes in a smaller version that is quite a bit less expensive. And a couple of top-notch clean beauty options are the Kosas Revealer Foundation and Doll 10's Skin Perfecting Foundation. And what about blush? Well, I have to say that a couple of years ago, I might have suggested to splurge in order to get the creamiest, long-lasting cream or liquid blushes. And I do love my higher-end Daniel Sandler liquid blushes, my Rare Beauty liquid and cream blushes, and my Doll 10 cream blushes. But e.l.f. and Flower Beauty also have some great options. So for me, this category of cream or liquid blushes is a bit of a toss-up. Since I don't use powder blushes, I really can't comment on them, but if any of you do use powder blushes, I'd love to know your thoughts on whether it's worth it to splurge on powder blushes. For cream contour products, I would lean toward a splurge. I say this because usually cream contours at a higher price point are creamier, which makes them easier and faster to apply, and there's definitely a greater range of color options from which to choose. M Cosmetics Cream Contour Stick in Terra is one of my all-time favorites, as are the Rare Beauty Contour Sticks. This is the Rare Beauty Contour Stick, and Huda Beauty's Tantour Contour Cream is outstanding. And this is the Huda Beauty Cream. The one drugstore product I've found that would really rival these higher-end products is Makeup Revolution's Cream Contour. The makeup brand e.l.f. has really changed the playing field in the next category, which is highlighters. If we're talking liquid or cream highlighters, e.l.f.'s new Halo Glow Liquid Filter and Wet n Wild's Liquid Highlighter are excellent drugstore options. However, I do think it's a different story with powder highlighters. In general, and of course there are always exceptions, but I think it is worth splurging on a powder highlighter such as Becca's Shimmering Skin Perfector because higher priced powder products can be smoother, softer, easier to apply, and create a soft glow without the look of glitter. And this softer look can certainly be more flattering on our more mature skin. There are great drugstore options with both lipsticks and lip glosses, so I would say that this is a category where we really don't need to splurge. Flower Beauty, Wet n Wild, Revlon, L'Oreal, Maybelline, they all have a great variety of lipstick formulas and a wide range of colors. The last three makeup categories I want to cover today are powders, makeup sponges, and makeup brushes. There are some wonderful drugstore options for setting powder, including Wet n Wild and Maybelline, but it's definitely worth the splurge to invest in a higher-end finishing powder. A really good finishing powder makes a noticeable difference in our final makeup look by melding all the products together with a soft, lovely glow. And the one product in this category that is the real standout is the product from Hourglass. It's their Ambient Light finishing powder that comes in a number of different shades and different sizes. Of all the makeup categories we focused on today, I would say the two biggest splurges I'd most highly recommend would be for foundation and for this finishing powder. And going with the smaller version of the Hourglass finishing powder is fairly reasonable. I'm really not aware of any lower cost drugstore product that can match the quality and finish look that this product can provide. And let's finish off with makeup tools. Although some people absolutely swear by the Beauty Blender sponge, which is a $20 splurge, many other makeup brands certainly make sponges that can do the job as well. What makes the most difference in how well a makeup sponge works is the actual technique we use to apply or blend in the product with that sponge. We definitely need to pounce it onto the skin rather than using a rubbing motion. And finally, let's focus on makeup brushes. The two kinds of brushes that are worth the splurge are a good foundation brush and eyeshadow brushes. Higher quality brushes are important to use in these two areas especially because they create a far more flattering makeup look and they'll also make the makeup application process a whole lot quicker and easier. There are two types of brushes that are the best for applying foundation. This rounded dome foundation brush can spread the foundation quickly and easily, especially if we use a circular motion when applying our foundation. And that brush is made by Doll 10. This other brush from makeup artist Eve Pearl is a little denser and shaped so it fits into various areas of the face easily. This brush works especially well if we first use a stippling or patting motion to press in the foundation and then use a buffing motion which creates a really beautiful flawless look. And these eyeshadow brushes from Sigma and Rephr are outstanding. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please tap that thumbs up icon to let the YouTube algorithm know. And I'd love to know in the comments section below which types of makeup products you feel are worth splurging on. I look forward to seeing you again next Thursday, and until then, I wish you good health and happiness and hope you have a fabulous rest of the day. Take care.